Let's talk about YouTube Kids in the year 2026. Unless you've been living under a rock, you're probably aware of ElsaGate and the whole scandal around YouTube Kids and how just genuinely awful YouTube Kids is for kids. But after ElsaGate, YouTube said they made some changes. They started banning things. They wanted to make YouTube Kids better for kids. So I dived into it in 2026 to see have they made significant changes to make YouTube Kids better. Spoiler alert, the answer is no. All of these thumbnails I grabbed directly from YouTube Kids. And to be fair, I mean, thumbnails in general are garbage on YouTube as it is, but the kids is maybe worse. I don't know. These are from regular YouTube, and it's really hard to compare. They're all really, really bad, but I think the kids is worse because, it's marketed towards kids, and that makes it slightly worse. Now, one thing I do want to go into is that my time in watching all the videos on YouTube Kids did not just yield garbage. There were some, I dare say, good things on there. There were some things worth time watching on there, but overall, the vast majority of garbage that existed made it so that there's no reason kids should be on YouTube Kids in 2026. And they did, in all fairness, have a couple blockers. As you can see here, there were some things that just completely blocked for me, but it was very, very ineffective. So here's the parameters I set. I said I am a new parent with a kid who is 5 years old, and they let me set the age range between 5 and 8 years old, and they gave me the option of having the search bar on or off. I experimented with both and found that even with the search bar off, I still got overwhelmingly garbage videos, so it didn't make much of a difference, and the recommendations for a 5 to 8 year old were dubious at best. I'm not a parent yet. I plan on being a parent soon, and that is why I kind of had this idea to look into this. But I am not a parent as of yet, so maybe I don't know what a 5 or 8 year old should be watching. But let's talk about what I found as a 5-year-old on YouTube Kids.
In my work,
now I've left the crop here so you can see this is YouTube Kids. This is a Christian OBGYN talking about on YouTube Kids for a 5-year-old.
I keep telling you.
What the?
Nobody, and I mean nobody gets out of here without a little shart.
Now, apparently it's debatable whether or not shart is actually, quote, a bad word. I brought this up to my chat and they were divided on it, but it still stands. I don't think I want my 5-year-old walking around saying shart.
No!
Oh, I bet that was close. I can't imagine falling when you're so full of loads of fresh, hot, steamy poop.
Now, I understand that kids like poop jokes. I understand people think fart and poop jokes are funny. I understand inevitably when you're watching kids media, there's going to be fart and poop jokes. But that line is just...
It's a fresh, hot, steamy poop.
I don't know. It feels excessive, almost like borderline fetish content. It grosses me out. I don't want my kids seeing that. That shouldn't be on YouTube Kids.
Watch this. Oh my gosh, I think he's summoning all of the pee in the world!
Again, I know you're going to get fart, poop, pee jokes with kids shows, but do we want to accept that? Do we have to accept that is just the thing? And even worse, do we need to add Roblox into it? Which is, that's a whole different problem that I think parents need to be aware of, just how bad Roblox is. But for now, we're focusing on how bad YouTube Kids is. Another day we'll do Roblox.
Empty bladder, for which I need privacy. Here's the thing though, I have a hard time going pee unless my video has more than 10,000 likes. So maybe you could just avert your eyes to the bottom of the screen, hit the thumbs up button. That would be great. Amazing.
I absolutely can't stand begging for likes and subscribes in this way, but it's even more scummy to do it towards children who are susceptible. And I don't want to use the word dumb, so I'm going to say susceptible, malleable to this sort of thing. I hate to see it in general, but I even hate worse to see it towards children.
My hair, it used to be black. What happened to my hair? It used to be black. Why is it brown now? Whatever. Am I getting old? Oh my gosh, I have a belly bump. No, I ate too much burrito. Hey gamers, Sophie here and welcome to Cherry Pop Productions Gaming.
Anime Pregnancy Simulator by Cherry Pop Productions, aimed at children. You can't tell me that's not on purpose. That is gross. That is just gross. They should be ashamed of themselves for creating that. In what universe is that appropriate for children or aimed at children in any way, shape, or form? That doesn't need to exist at all. Why? Why is that on YouTube Kids? And sometimes when they put like adult humor in kids show, they'll try and say like, oh, well, you know, it'll go over the kid's head because they're too young to understand it, or it's too subtle. And I can say that's been done well. Like there's this old Rugrats movie scene where they're like visiting all the newborn babies in the hospital, and one of the babies says they cut my cord, and another baby lifts his diaper and says, be glad that's all they took. Like, it's a circumcision joke. Does it need to be there? No. Would it go over most kids' heads? I think so. I would play the clip here, but I'm pretty sure it's a part of like a musical, and I'm pretty sure that music will get me taken down on YouTube, so I can't play it, but it's been in cartoons for a long time. I understand the adult innuendo has been there for a while, but that was just like, that wasn't even innuendo. That was just straight up like, let's aim sex jokes at kids. Like I just feel it's unnecessary. And again, the reason why we shouldn't be letting our kids watch YouTube Kids in 2026.
Salish with my credit card, but Nadal, on the other hand, $753 at Prada?
To be fair to YouTube Kids, it's not all poop jokes and sex jokes. And that last clip I played to specifically go into the next segue, which is not all of it's bad in the way that's just like inappropriate. It's just overstimulating brain rot where people are constantly screaming and yelling and running around and making movement to, you know, attract children. And I understand that we know through like CoComelon and stuff that, oh, kids like bright, shiny colors and loud screaming and noises and all that. So it's very clear that exists for the sole purpose of farming views from kids.
Today we're playing Super Mario Wonder! Mario Wonder is a brand new Nintendo Switch game that we are so excited to play!
Like, do we want our children watching this? I'm not saying their content is inherently evil or bad. I'm just asking the genuine question of, do you want your kids just watching two random dudes screaming and making sound effects every 5 seconds? Like, is that genuinely valuable content that parents should be allowing their kids to watch? I say no, but if you disagree, I'd love to hear why.
Not being cool. You're good, right?
Sigma boy.
Are you okay? Can you say anything else?
Sigma boy. Sigma boy.
Oh my gosh. This went from being funny to not being cool.
Using your kids for content should be illegal, and I really desperately hope at some point our laws catch up and tell people you're not allowed to film your minor children to make money off of them. Please, please make that a law.
Number 1. You have AIDS. In this scene, Peter belongs to a barbershop quartet that delivers a horrible bit of news to a hospital patient.
I don't know how to tell you this, Mr. Devaney, so I'll let these guys do it.
In the traditional barbershop style, they reveal that the man has full-blown AIDS.
Learning about AIDS from Family Guy on YouTube Kids. For a 5-year-old, again, I selected for 5 to 8-year-old for this content. At one point, I did jump the age up to, I think 9 to 12 was their final option, but the content was indistinguishable. I can't say I saw anything different by changing the age group, so I'm not sure that those age groups really did anything at all. I really can't tell if they did anything at all. I was also able to access South Park and Grand Theft Auto 5 in addition to the Family Guy content through YouTube Kids. And while like the bottom one you see there for the Grand Theft Auto 5 isn't inherently like something bad, it's just I don't want my 5-year-old exposed to any of those things. So even if the content in itself isn't explicit, I don't want them seeing that content at all. Why is Grand Theft Auto 5 on YouTube Kids for 5-year-olds in any way, shape, or form? And while yes, at the end of the day, it is the parents' responsibility to monitor what their kids are watching and police it, I do believe that YouTube bears some responsibility for allowing this filth on their platform and advertising it for kids.
I am going to show you how to get Robux. First, you'll need a lawnmower. Now, you go ask your dad for some Robux. Hey Dad.
Teaching your kids how to beg for Robux. Again, one day I will talk about how evil and terrible Roblox is. That this isn't the video for that, but that shouldn't be on this platform either. Then I use the search function to just look up like, hey, what will you recommend to me if I just put in one letter? And I have to question some of these. If your kid starts typing things in, do you want to see Girl Farts or Victoria's Secret Fashion Show or Charlie Kirk or Joe Rogan, Jimmy Kimmel, TikTok, We Are Charlie Kirk? Like, again, not that those things are inherently bad or wrong, but is that what you want your 5-year-old to get recommended when they click on one letter? I think that those are inappropriate recommendations for the age group. Heck, no one should be recommended Charlie Kirk or Joe Rogan. I think the world would be a better place if those recommendations didn't exist in the first place. They did clean up the Spider-Man and Elsa page, probably because of all the complaints, so those thumbnails look normal, but tell me why I can look up Hazbin Hotel with a character named Vaggie on the front of it. Like that's not for 5-year-olds. Femboys. More South Park and Family Guy.
Now I'll tell you about what not to do on a desert island. You should never throw a party on a desert island because no one will come.
Ew, what smells like dog poo?
It smells like dirty socks and old cheese.
Quality writing to help your kids' education. And that last clip, that was a clip of, I believe that one was between 10 or 15 minutes of just pure fart jokes of how not to fart at school and blaming other people for farting in school and how smelly farts are. 15 minutes of that. Now, I did promise that there were some things that I deemed not as bad, or I dare say good or non-harmful, so let me just show a couple things of those. Again, I had to mute the audio because, well, I don't want to get taken down for playing copyright audio, but this is the ooh-ah cat that you see everywhere, the spinning cat. Like, brain rot, sure, harmful, debatable, as bad as all the poop and fart or...
of fresh, hot, steamy poo.
Probably not that bad. They had full episodes of both Courage and Ed, Edd n Eddy, cartoons that I loved as a kid that, while a little bit weird and the gross out humor is definitely there, they're better than some of the things I've shown here, I could certainly say. I was able also to access content such as tarot card readings, things about trans and gay, and while I'm not going to comment on those, I am going to state that this is a Christian channel, so for Christian parents watching, those topics are easily accessible through this program as well. Now, I don't want to get into the politics at all. I don't want to get into the whole debate there. I'm just saying that those topics are accessible. And as a parent, you need to make decisions on how you want to have your children exposed to those topics. So, all of that being said, after watching so many videos and spending so much time in YouTube Kids in 2026, I can still say it is absolutely a cesspool, and there is absolutely no reason any parent should give this to their kids to access it. Even if you turn off the search function, even if you turn on all the child guards you possibly can, they will still access inappropriate content that has no value for them. So really, again, it does lie on parents to monitor your children and do well for your kids and choose what is best for them. I still do blame YouTube for hosting this and directing that content towards kids and pretending like they have safeguards in place that are adequate to protect children from some of the absolute filth and garbage that we saw today. So if you take absolutely nothing else away from my video, please avoid YouTube Kids. Thank you for watching and have a blessed day.